What's up, guys? I'm back here with another video for you today. Today I'm doing a collection update, some more vinyl. I didn't do a vinyl collection update for a long time before, like this year, so I have a ton of stuff to show, and it's just gonna probably be like three, maybe probably four more vinyl updates until I start doing my metal vinyl collection. So I'm gonna keep chugging these out. Hopefully I don't buy much more vinyl, but we'll see how that goes. So I'm not drinking a beer today, so I'm going to a brewery after this. So just some water. In the background, this must-have bit of English black metal, the Threnody of Triumph, or whatever that means. I don't know. This Winter Phyllis album, great record. I really like this band. And this in particular is kind of my album of choice for them. So we're gonna bust on into it. We got a bit of a mixed bag, but as usual, it's it's my usual nonsense. All right, first thing we got here is an album I'm an absolute sucker for, which is, I don't know how to pronounce this still, man. Kveldssanger by Ulver. So you guys probably know this album. I sure hope. If you don't, you are missing out, my friend. You are absolutely missing out. I still need to get Bergtsatz and vinyl, but I do have Nothing's Madrigal. Really pretty inner sleeve there. Cool back. It's like a root system or something like that. But yeah, so if you guys aren't familiar with this album somehow, this is their second full length from 1996. If you don't know Ulver, one of the more iconic bands in the Norwegian black metal scene. How you wouldn't know Ulver is beyond me, but here's some cool like sheet music stuff going on with this, which is pretty sick. That like messed up the whole white balance in my video for a sec. Anyway, yeah, this is a great second album from them. It is not black metal at all, like 0% black metal. What this basically is like a neoclassical folk album. Tons of string instruments, lots of cello, some flute, lots of classical guitar, and multi-part male voice harmony. And since you guys know me, I'm a big folk guy. Folk is like my passion that isn't metal. Really pretty, beautiful blue vinyl here. I'm gonna try to be more careful and not show any white, unless I have to. Yeah, so I'm a sucker for this. I'm a big fan of just anything classical guitar for the most part as it is. So getting a band with the kind of musical tendencies and the caliber of musicianship of which Ulver is capable of to put out a great record like this, even though I'm sure it was pretty sorely received at the time. And I know even to this day, there are people who think that this was like a label fulfillment or kind of like an obligatory release as opposed to them actually wanting to do something like this. I don't know. I don't actually know. Regardless, either way, I've probably heard this album more than I've heard any of the actual black metal Ulver albums, which, for being the black metal head that I am, is kind of ridiculous. So that's going to be Ulver with Kveldssanger. I don't know. You know which one I'm talking about. I'll put these away later. I'm not in the mood for fighting on camera. Next, this is an EP from an American heavy metal band called Mass. This is out. The EP, Take You Home. So none of the members in this band are of any note comparatively, but this is a great band photo. Yeah, so nobody in this band was really in anything else that we could possibly care about, but this is a decent EP in itself. So this is their third EP, and it came out right before their second full length. And it's just a solid piece of heavy metal, man. It's got some really cool, catchy stuff going on. It's just a black vinyl with some fingerprints on it because I'm a troglodyte. Yeah, it's just rock solid, really catchy stuff, man. It goes by pretty quick. This is one of those albums that I've played and then flipped and played again, and you know what I'm talking about. It's one of those albums that stays on the player for more than one all the way through. And it's kind of one of those EPs that you're like, oh wow, that's it? It's over? You know, that's a good sign for anything. So yeah, if it ends and you kind of feel as if, oh wow, why is there not more of this? I feel like you're in good shape. But yeah, it's just like a good traditional heavy metal album. Nothing too special about it. That's why I can't really say a lot about it. This is one of my favorite albums, Ancient Dreams by Candlemass. The first 4 albums by this band are some of the greatest music in metal history. Pretty much unquestionably. Here's a better look at that. Hopefully without the white balance mess up. Top shelf stuff, dude. Great back cover as well. It's just a close up of or a part of this that's cut off from here. I don't know what this painting is called. It's really pretty. Band photos, liner notes, nothing out of the ordinary here. And it's just a black vinyl. Yeah, so this is their 3rd album from what year is this guy from? 1988, 3rd record. Or no, it's not from 88. I think it might be from 88. No, Nightfall, yeah, Nightfall is 87, this is 88. And then Tales of Creation, I think, was 90. Or regardless, whatever. So this has some really banging tracks on here. It's really front heavy. The best tunes are all in the front half, like Mirror Mirror, Cry from the Crypt, and Darkness of Paradise and Incarnation of Evil are like the bangers from this record too. But the song Ancient Dreams is also a really great track on the second half. The actual title track of this album is just a banger, dude. If you guys don't know this album, you're really missing out. This is such a good record. This band is just one of the greatest metal bands in history. That's quite literally all that there is to it. I love Candlemass. I love this album. If you guys don't have it, you gotta work on it. Newer reissue, nothing old, sadly. All right, next is some Saxon. You guys have been seeing me show quite a bit of them. Strong Arm of the Law. I'm a big fan of Saxon. I've grown to be a really big fan of Saxon for one reason or the other. This is their 3rd album from 1980. They also had another album come out this year. What is the name of it? Wheels of Steel. Also a really good album, but I think this one is a little bit more memorable. As far as I'm concerned, it's a bit beat, but whatever. I think I got this from Melanie Loves Death Metal however long ago. I don't particularly remember, to be honest with you. It's been sitting for a bit if I did. But yeah, dude, the title track on this record is just an absolute banger as well. It's something that gets stuck in my head a lot. I really like the song To Hell and Back, and I really like Heavy Metal Thunder as well. Really catchy, good, kind of speedy stuff, man. This band kind of rides in the hard rock a lot here, but some of those songs, especially the To Hell and Back, kind of gets cooking a little bit more comparatively. It's not thrash metal or like speed metal or anything, but it's a little bit faster of a heavy metal track. And I think that's good fun. That's just good stuff. But dude, yeah, Saxon rules. This album is super catchy. It's a classic. It's a must-have, and you guys know that you should own it if you do not. I see a bunch of Saxon stuff is getting reissued on CD over the past couple of years, so I need to fill in that collection some more. I have a good handful of them. I don't know, like 4 or 5. Yeah, like 4 Saxon CDs, which is not okay. I need to get more of them. But yeah, so that's going to be Saxon. Number 5 here is another one that I actually picked up from Melanie Loves Death Metal, but in a different order. This is The Forest Season by Wintersun. This is a great album, man. I really like Wintersun. This band gets a lot of crap from a lot of people, just because like Yari's kind of not the most savory character for a lot of people, which whatever, dude. We listen to Burzum, so don't come at me with that nonsense. But so yeah, this is the 3rd full length from 2017. I actually thought there was a much larger gap between Time 1 and this, and there's not. It's only a 5-year gap. There's actually been a longer gap between this one and Time 2, which that one came out last year. I don't remember. This is a 2013 reissue. There's Yari himself right there. And then some of the other guys in this band are just random dudes from other bands. I shouldn't say random dudes. They're from like Nightwish and like Rotten Sound. I think that's the drummer. These are actually a good group of pretty notable musicians, I'm not going to lie to you. Really cool band photos here. Yeah, really, really cool. I like how they're kind of like dressed to fit with the season. So that's like the thing with this album, right? Is every song is part of a season. Sorry, I'm looking and not showing you. So they're all dressed with like their season of choice, and I think it's really, really cool. And part of that fact makes this a really interesting listen because it's got a good concept to it, you know? I mean, if you didn't know the concepts, it wouldn't make any sense. And frankly, if you read the lyrics, it's just nonsense anyway. It's just like cliche metal trope, whatever. And that's kind of also definitive of this album. It's not as like one of a kind as the other 3 Wintersun albums are. This album is a little bit more normal. It's a little more akin to the rest of the genre of melodic death metal. Really sick vinyl. Yeah, nice clear with splatter. I love clear and splatter vinyl. Yeah, this is a lot more of a regular melodic death metal album as opposed to Time 1, Time 2, and the self-titled. So that would render this to be actually my least favorite Wintersun album. But, you know, that's not that bad of a statement because I really do like this album a lot. And I really do like this band a lot. I think it's a really well put together band. I'm not really concerned with Yari's personality because frankly, I will never meet the guy. I'm not going to go out and have a burger and fries with the guy. So who cares how he behaves? But it's a great record. It really is. Yeah, I still don't know which one's my favorite. I think Time 1 is probably my favorite, but I do really like the self-titled as well. Regardless, this is a great album, and I would highly recommend you check it out. Kind of check your reservations at the door. But yeah, it's cool that it's got like every side is a song. It's cool. Just buy the vinyl, man. Or if not, at least check it out online. It's worth checking out online. And the last thing, this is going to be a bit shorter of a video, but this is Krokus with the album Change of Address. So this is Krokus's 9th album from 1986, and it is fine. It is not very awesome. It is very corny. Wow, that is a band photo. Check that out. Heck yeah. I don't know what they're supposed to look like. It looks like EMTs or like... I still can't tell. People who work at like a demolition corporation, I don't know. But regardless, I'll pull out this print to enter for you. Get another great shot of these cornballs. Great. Yeah, so it's definitely the 80s. So this album followed The Blitz, which is the 8th album from, like, I don't even know, 80-something, a year or two before. Which makes a lot of sense because this is kind of followed in The Blitz's weakness. I think I have a vinyl copy of The Blitz, but I've never been very impressed with that album. I actually think it's pretty boring. It's got a lot of fine AOR moments. It's really corny, but it's catchy, you know, like The Blitz that kind of passed me by. I don't know, because I haven't really been in the mood for this, but even when I put it on, I was like, okay, this is really catchy, this is fun. I found myself singing along to some of these songs, even on the first go through on this whole album. And I feel like that's pretty impressive if you can kind of catch me on the first listen singing songs, because I just get it, you know, like it's just one of those albums that you can just get pretty easily. It's just got all of your typical album oriented or arena oriented rock elements, you know, the kind of Van Halen-y poppy stuff, the really catchy repetitive choruses, and for that reason it's definitely not Headhunter or anything like that, but it is decent enough. If I had listened to it before I bought it, I might not have spent money on it. I paid like $10 for it, so I guess I can't be that mad. But if I heard it, I probably wouldn't have spent $10 on it. But if that means anything to you as to how good this Krokus album actually kind of isn't, but it's decent enough to own, I don't know, man. Make your own decisions. Go give it a listen. If you're a really big fan of like corny 80s stuff, I think you can get down with this Krokus album. And that's going to be my 6 for this video here, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Now that I'm seeing how short this is, do you guys prefer the shorter videos, at least for vinyl updates, or should I start adding, like, making it 8 per video, so it's like a 20-minute, 18-minute video? I don't know. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll catch y'all next week. Keep it greasy.